Hi guys, thanks for following me. Today we're gonna work on the neck, we're gonna work on rounded shoulder and rotatory calf muscle in the face down position. So the muscle we're gonna work today, especially the trap and the splenius, all the muscle that can get really tight from posture, from position, and from exercising. So the first thing I like to do is like a palpate. Palpate for me is like a moment when the first moment you get in contact with the client. You're looking for different temperature, you're looking for adhesion, you look for knots in the back, in this case, in the tissues, and you try to notice the difference between one side and the other side. It's a way to give it in the same time a soft tissue massage, exploring the vertebra, exploring the tissue, and you start from the suboccipital muscle and you go back to the suboccipital muscle to start with a deep massage. When you go to the working the deep layers of the tissues, and you try to open the traps and the muscle that are under the traps, you want always to be in contact with your client in a symbiotic kind of way. You want to be sure that what you're doing is not too much. So you always asking for feedback. If the client answer with like, oh yeah, it's fine, that's fine. You know that you find the right pressure and you are really in a dance with your client. You're playing the instrument in the right way. So right now we are moving the traps down toward the lesser tuberosity, but is really important part of where all the rotatory calf muscle and I'm working the supraspinatus. Supraspinatus is a muscle that is always get tight. It's the one that most of the time create the pain in front of your shoulder. So you want to try to release it in the same way that you release your upper trap. The upper trap works a lot, goes to exercise, goes to position when you stay in front of the computer. Most of the time the left upper trap is really tight, especially if you're right-handed, because even without realizing it, the muscle get really tight. Here I'm pressing down the rhomboid, I'm pressing down on the rotatory calf muscle, especially the infraspinosus and the teres minor. I like to go in that part where the lesser tuberosity is, because there is where you meet the latissimus dorsi, is where you meet the teres major and the triceps. It's a really great trigger point to work on, especially with people that work in a gym, especially with people that do bench press. And it's really helpful to release that part. Right now, for the sake of the camera, I'm doing everything pretty fast not to bore you, but this technique you can stay there for 1-2 minutes working that part really deep and releasing if you stay longer enough. After this, I like to move the arms overhead and spread the latissimus dorsi and all the posterior oblique sling. The posterior oblique sling is an interesting concept that we are connected in a spiral in the front and in the back. That's why we are able to do movement like golf, like tennis, like throwing a punch or throwing a kick. So you always want to think, yes, the back chain, but you want to think even in oblique way. That's why it's really important to do unilateral work when you are in a gym, or unilateral work when you give exercise to your client. I love shoulder rolls. Shoulder rolls are a good preparation for the next and main treatment we're gonna do, and it's a way to relax with your client, to work the 360 movement of the scapula, and a way to step away for a second from the hardcore work on the tissue. You can even close your eyes and feel the movement of the shoulder. So now we're gonna do some isometric contraction. The client is pressing against your hand in direction of the table, while you in the same time are pressing on the scapula in a direction medially, so that you avoid that round shoulder and you try to close the gap between the scapula and the spine. So it's a great technique that you can do for, like, here we're gonna do it like really faster for the camera, but it's a great technique that you can do for like a 30 second, 40 second, 1 minute. And then what I like to add this thigh scapular pull and press. I leverage with the thumb in the middle of of the rhomboid, and I press the rhomboid, I press under the scapula, while in the same time I'm pulling the glenohumeral joint, the shoulder. I'm pulling up and press, pulling up and press. I like to do all the perimeter of the scapula, and I like to even go down almost close to T12 and T10, T9, and work that part. After this, I give my client and my patient, I give like a pamper kind of a massage. I reconnect everything, and that's it for today. If you like, subscribe to my channel, and see you soon.